What's up, YouTube? This is Brett from Team Wildcard with a deck profile. It's something I heard people talking about before, but they weren't too sure of it, so I decided to build it myself, and pleased enough with the results to make a video about it. So without further ado, let's get into it. First, we got 2 Xerneas, your ideal starter. I was running 3, which increased the chances of me having it first turn, but it just got way too clunky late game, and they were just dead cards. So I think 2 is the right amount, especially because I think you have enough Ultra Balls to search through this, no problem. Next, we got 2 Spritzy, 2 Aromatisse, the engine of the deck. For those of you who don't know, Aromatisse's fairy transferability lets you just move around all of your fairy energy to whatever Pokemon you want as often as you want during your turn. So it allows for some shenanigans to ensue. So you got 1 Mega Manectric EX and 1 regular Manectric EX. This was a Aromatisse Mega Kangaskhan build, but I decided to switch it to this for many reasons. The first reason is because of the Manectric Spirit Link card, I don't have to lose my turn just to get this guy out, which is a big bonus because that was always one of the biggest drawbacks of using Mega Kangaskhan. Another reason is because its attack Turbo Bolt for 110 allows you to get 2 basic energies from your discard pile onto a Pokemon on your bench. So, let's say it's mid to late game, you're running out of Pokemon, or running out of energy for your Pokemon, this guy just lets you put him right back on there. So it really comes in handy, like I said, to just put some more fire to your deck near the end of the game. That, and because it is a Mega, it still has this really high HP, which prevents it from getting one-shotted by Genesect, which was my biggest fear because it leaves it with only 10. So Laser will still kill it, but, I mean, what can you do? Mega Kangaskhan only had 20 more, so I don't think that's too big of a problem. And plus, because it's a lightning type, it just one-hit KOs Yveltal every time, which we all know how good that can be. Next for the one-ofs, we got 1 Suicune. The reason for this is just because of its safeguard ability. Against decks like Genesect, like I said, other than G-Booster, they run nothing but EXs, so this just completely walls them minus that 1 G-Booster. That, and it can help against Donphin, as well as Landorus, and just things like that. Just it's a good little wall to stall at least, and do some damage in the meantime. 1 Yveltal EX, just because it's good. It comes quite handy against the new Gengar decks that are coming out nowadays too, so I included one of in here just in case. 1 Mewtwo EX, in case they tend to be running a lightning deck or something of the sort, where Yveltal is sort of a liability. Mewtwo can get the job done without using one of your Rainbow Energies as an attack cost. So that, and it helps with Garbodor, which has the tendency to shit just all over this deck. 1 Landorus, because we are running Rainbow Energy, so it's a still cheap attacker, as well as having a second attack, which late game, if you're willing to give up those rainbows, can really just secure victory for you. 1 Xerneas EX. A lot of people are like, it's okay. But this card just wins games. Because it only takes fairy energy for its attack costs, it allows me to utilize my rainbow energies for Suicune or Yveltal or even Landorus, or Manectric. So that helps. Secondly, it 2-hit KOs everything. With 140 or even 160 with a Muscle Band to the active with X-Blast, I mean, unless they retreat it to the bench, it's going to KO it the next turn with Breakthrough, but because of that Breakthrough, it does 30 damage to the bench, it will still knock out whatever they send back there. So if it hits it once with X-Blast, it's going to die that next turn if Yveltal is still on your board because of that bench damage. So it's just super good. Like I said, this is probably one of my favorite cards in this deck because of how resourceful it can be without having to use any of my rainbow energies, which are scarce. And finally, one Yveltal EX. I'm sorry, Virizion EX, for the same reason you'd run it in Genesect Virizion, besides the energy acceleration. You run it for its ability, Verdant Wind. Because we run rainbow energy, like I said, anything with that rainbow energy on it could be treated as grass energy, so this thing protects it from those pesky little lasers. That's it for the lineup of Pokemon. Next, for the supporters, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 Professor Sycamore, pretty standard. 1, 2, 3, 4 N, also pretty standard. 1, 2, 3 Pokemon Fan Club. I was running 4, but it just got to be so irritating. Yes, I would start out with it almost every game, but it also got to the point where I'd have it when I could be easily using a different supporter that, in my opinion, was more reliable, so to speak. So I still think 3 is good because you can still get an early game to help you set up while not being too dead later on. 2 Skyla to search out those max potions as well as pretty much anything else you need. 2 Lysanders, because Lysander is awesome. Kind of need it. Helps you get rid of those Garbodors and whatnot. 1 Shauna. This was a chorus, but I got chorus way too many times early game, and it just was so dead for me that Shauna just, in general, is more consistent. I'm still on the fence about it, because only 5 is nowhere near as much as you could be getting from a chorus when you could get anywhere between, 6 to 10, but it's still pretty good. Like I said, it's just more consistent. We have 4 Fairy Garden, giving us free retreat, and with 4 of these in your deck, you're always going to win the Stadium War. 3 Max Potions. Thanks to Aromatisse, we can use these without any drawbacks, and it's just amazing, and it helps Manectric tank. Yeah, it's just good. 3 Ultra Balls, 3 Muscle Band, 2 Startling Megaphones because Garbodor's a thing, 2 Versus Seeker because why not? It's good. 1 Evo Soda just to search out for Aromatisse it's a free search for Aromatisse, or in some cases Mega Manectric, and then 1 Manectric Spirit Link for obvious reasons. For our ace spec, we're running Dowsing Machine. More often than not, I'm using this for that one last max potion to get me through that final push to end the game. I just think this card is too good. It's my favorite ace spec. Mid to late game, it's way more reliable than a computer search. And like I said, when I rely on my items as much as I do, this card just helps me out, especially, like I said, with a 4th max potion. Or even a supporter if I'm out of Versus Seekers and I just need something. It's way better mid to late game than computer search ever will be. For energies, we got 3 Rainbow Energy, which allows us to play as many Pokemon as we do. Enhanced Hammer's back, so that's slightly a worry. But I'm not too worried about it for the time being. We run 4, which tends to be enough, even when they're running 1 to 2 Enhanced Hammers. So we still have 2 of these in play, which is just enough to get by. Then we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Fairy Energy. Doesn't seem like a lot, but you get them out early with Xerneas, move them around with Aromatisse as you please, and then you just recycle them back up with Mega Manectric. So 6 is more than enough. Right. That's all from me, guys. Please comment, rate, and subscribe, and we'll see you later.